Alright, what's up guys? I actually ended up having to do this twice. First of all, I apologize for muting the audio in the game. I recorded this live com, and my mic, I don't know what happened, it sounded like there was a fan right on me, and it was, really bad. I hope it's not happening now. I kind of have hiccups too or something, but, um, basically, I'm going to be doing kind of a series where I'm going to go through all 31 car manufacturers in Need for Speed Heat, buy their cars, and figure out what's the fastest car in each manufacturer. And then once I figure out what the fastest vehicle is put them up against the other manufacturer's best car or fastest car, and make a video of slowest to fastest. Now I'm doing two things. With the original engine and then with an engine swap. In this game, as you will see coming up, there are multiple. Yeah, my internet's kind of weird. I don't know what it is with it. It's probably why it's skipping, but basically, the stock engine is, I'm not going to do an engine swap, and then I am. And basically, the test I'm doing is the race that I am at right now. I do that twice, add up the times, divide it by 2. And then I do a drag race, which will show you where I start. But to the left, that patch, I also don't use live tuning, which does make the car faster, but I'm just not doing that for any of the vehicles. I also do not NOS on this race. It's pure engine. Obviously, there is some inconsistency because, I'm not taking the same exact line because I have to avoid the AI, and the AI go in the place where you need to go, like if you were actually doing, a proper line, which is kind of annoying. So it's a little inconsistent, but it's basically to get the idea what the fastest is. But basically, I do a drag race from where I'm going to show you on the left there, which, now I go in this menu. So that's the stock, and I'm also showing that the potential horsepower is the same, which, when I do the, engine swap, I'm going to engine swap for whichever engine has the highest potential horsepower. And this one had, 2 or 3 that had the same horsepower. So it was kind of I wasn't sure. If you see, if there's something you think I could be doing better, or I put a wrong part or something on, let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's basically what my plan is. And then I do a drag race. From the area I'm gonna go to, there's a square that's darker than the rest, and I start there and I go all the way to the start of this blacktop, the main track, from where I'm driving now to, the track that I was on, and there's the kind of darker colored patch that I start at, and I do 3. One with gas and NOS immediately, which is generally what ends up happening, especially for rear-wheel drive cars, is you end up popping a wheelie, which basically makes you go nowhere, and you have a really awful launch. The second one I start, I accelerate to 20 miles an hour and then NOS, and then the third one I just don't NOS at all, and then I add those 3 times up and divide it by 3, and I do that for with the original engine, and then with whatever engine has the highest potential horsepower, and figure out what's the best. Obviously, this one, the 2 Acura that they have in Need for Speed Heat is the RSX and the NSX, which I will show you the RSX. Obviously, right now I'm driving the NSX. But basically, with the stock engine, the RSX gets a minute 54.23, and the NSX gets a minute 44.08. So basically, the NSX with the, original engine, obviously fully upgraded. When I say stock engine, I mean I didn't do an engine swap, but I maxed out the engine. I just didn't swap to a different one. And then the mile an hour was 152 versus 180. So basically, obviously the NSX has a much more powerful stock. Stock fully upgraded. So like you see how that one has Pro, it'd be all Ultimate Plus. I do put it to Ultimate Plus. Obviously, it's not Ultimate Plus now because I moved the parts to the engine, the V12. But, yeah. So I basically used both of those engines, the stock engine, the highest potential horsepower one, and then I put the Ultimate Plus on and whatever turbo or supercharger gives the best acceleration. So basically with the original engine, the NSX is faster on the track and drag racing, but with the highest potential horsepower engine, the RSX is actually faster, getting a minute 37.2 versus the NSX, which has a minute 42.76. So it basically beats it by 5 seconds. And the drag race, the RSX has 192, while the NSX has 178. So with the original fully upgraded engine, NSX all the way, while the fully upgraded RSX with an engine swap and everything is much faster than the other one. It's interesting to note that a maxed out, the stock engine actually was better at drag racing than the other one. Granted, it could have just been because I messed up somewhere, but the other one was faster around the track. But either way, basically, if you are doing a challenge, if you really like Acura, or you're doing a challenge where you're, racing your friends only using an Acura or something, the fully upgraded, maxed out, engine swapped RSX is the way to go. But if you're doing a Acura stock engine, no engine swap one, then the NSX is the way to go. Obviously, as we progress, we'll hopefully figure out what the fastest car is, which right now, assuming they don't nerf it, which I have a feeling they are, the Porsche RSR is the fastest car in the game. I believe the Mitsubishi Evo and the Beetle have a much better, a low-end acceleration, but top-end, the Porsche RSR takes it away, keeps chugging along, and also has the best handling from what I've heard at higher speeds. It's OP. Nothing really comes close other than the Evo, but it's not that close from what I've heard. But it might get nerfed and get changed by the time they get there to Porsche. But what we will figure out is what is the fastest non-engine swapped vehicle, which I haven't seen anything on, because most people, when they're upgrading a car, generally engine swap to whatever has the highest, whatever the best engine is, because, it's faster. Why keep the stock one when you can get a different one that's going to be faster? So it'll be interesting to see, if engine swaps weren't a thing, what would be the best, right now I only have 2 cars, and the NSX is winning that. But yeah, I also will not be doing cars. The next one after this is the Alfa Romeo, and there's only 1 car. I'm not going to make a video on it, because it's only 1 car. That is the fastest car. So the next video I will be making will actually be on the Aston Martin, which has 3 vehicles. And it will be a much shorter video as well, because I'll basically get straight to the chase because I don't have to kind of explain what's going down. But don't worry, the Aston or the Alfa Romeo, if you like it, I will make a video on it. It obviously will be, I will put it up against the best cars in the other one. It's just I'm not going to make a video saying what's the fastest Alfa Romeo vehicle when there's only one. There's a few other car manufacturers that do that, so I'm going to skip over all of them. Especially because like vehicles like I think BMW, Porsche, and Nissan have 13 vehicles each. So those videos are probably going to be much longer because a lot of vehicles only have 1 to 3 cars. Some of them have like 8, and then the highest ones are BMW, Nissan, and Porsche at 13. I assume BMW, Nissan, and Porsche. Well, I know Porsche is the fastest, but you know, that they're probably going to be in top 5, if not top 3, just because they have the most amount of cars. It'd be pretty hard not to. Granted, a lot of their vehicles are like open top or convertible versus hard top, which is weird. But, you know, maybe there's a difference. I assume that would logically having, you know, an open top would affect aerodynamics and top speed and acceleration, but who knows how far Need for Speed Heat went. But yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. If you have any questions or concerns about my testing or things I can do better, or maybe you just want to get mad at me and say, you know, screw you, the RSX is better. It's like, it's a game. It's not going to be accurate. Maybe in real life it is. I don't know. But, you know, I'm sure people are going to get mad. It's like compare all the manufacturers and make a list. It's just a game. It's not based too much on real life. But yeah. Anyway, that's going to be the end of the video. I will catch you in the next one, which will be Aston Martin.